So, yeah. Hello. This is going to be the video diary response instead of the poetry response. God, there's just so much I want to record for posterity, for my kids. People coming after. It all rushes up at me at once. Like I'm going to let you in to my internal process. A lot of that internal process should be kept secret, but I'm going to put it out there for the sake of people coming after me, because they need to know that there was a major poet, unrecognized, whatever, unmonetized among them, and that what is it like to have a vision? What is it like to be driven by something noble, something high, only to have it thwarted at every step? I mean, I can understand, like I've been so single-minded, just like, yeah, sure, I made the mistake of trusting in being driven and trusting in the vision more than in trusting in God who gave the vision. And yes, I've gone into that. But nonetheless, the vision, I mean, I was so, I wouldn't say that, I drove it. I think the vision drove it. The vision drove me forward rather than the other way around. And like, so single-minded, it devoured me. It devoured everything. It devoured all my resources, all my energy, all my hopes, all my dreams. It just was consuming, all consuming. And here I am, consumed, devoured, devalued, just cast aside. The vision itself, the women cast me aside. The women devalued me and cast me aside, being unable to believe in it or see it, or couldn't see, like they were like nobody's seen the value in it. And so they've overlooked me, overlooked it. They don't even know how to deal with it. They don't even know how to manage it. The church, like, you should see people at church, man. Do I ever make them uncomfortable? It's like my, whatever this thing is, the spirit that's upon me, they don't understand it at all. They can't, they sense it, but they don't understand it. And this is the thing, wherever I go, I can't hide the thing that I'm trying to hide. I have to try to perform on their terms, and it doesn't work very well. They sense it. People sense it. And I'm sure my women, they don't know, right? Like, all they know is, oh, this guy like doesn't fit anywhere. And it makes them uncomfortable because, like, women need to fit, they want to fit. And so rather than being taken, they are taken by the vision originally, like initially they are. And then when they see the amount of investment that is required, that I have required to put into this thing, I don't know, they make strange, they can't risk. They risk at first, and then they back away. And so wherever I go, I'm the odd man out. I'm this alien thing, because there's so few people who are driven, who are purpose driven by one singular objective, and they don't know what to do with it. I don't know what to do with it. I'm only just recently figuring out that this is why when I, wherever I go, I'm received with suspicion because they have encountered a type of person that they've never encountered before, and it makes people act strangely. They don't understand. They fear it. They fear me. So, like, yeah, it's just been this single-minded, all-consuming thing that has achieved nothing. And in the past, like, what's new right now is the breakthrough that's new right now is that in the past, my love interest would balk and run, balk, become self-destructive, exhibit, really self-destructive behaviors in regard to the relationship, justify leaving it by blaming me for whatever, and then fucking off, leaving me to respond by investing in the vision, just pouring myself into the vision, pouring myself into writing unmatched poetry, which many could find comfort and consolation and recognition of their own journey. And that's changed. Now I just can't. I'm gonna pour myself into the Lord, pour myself into the source of the vision. I'm just gonna give it back to Him. Now that I understand it came from Him, there's no war between. I don't need to cling to the vision anymore. I don't need to cling to the poetry. I can cling to God. God, like, God can sort it. And whatever the outcome, I can make these video diaries so that my inner world can be a comfort. So in the past, the poetry would be my response. Now this is going to be my response. It's still the absence of the vision. Like, in a way, the poetry was a consolation for the absence of the vision, because I need a muse to complete it. That's where Satan attacked me, through the muse, destroy the muse, destroy the vision, but Satan couldn't, because the vision was what was running me, and the vision persisted in me, moved through me, was serviced by myself in the absence of a beloved to embrace it with me. And now it's the same thing. My beloved, is like that, the parable of the virgins waiting for the bridegroom, and she's just been found to not have enough oil to. She never anticipated anything like this. She never expected anything like this, and it came upon her, and she was unprepared for it. And like, the things that are standing in her way, they shouldn't be spoken out loud, because they're just obstacles to be overcome. And God has promised to overcome whatever obstacle gets in the way of what He gives. And He started this, but like, I'm going to speak them out loud for your sake, so that you can be inspired. If you have obstacles, just trust in the Lord. The Bible is the guide to overcome obstacles. But what kind of obstacle? I mean, the obstacles are immense, aren't they? They're the distance, the fact that I've never had financial recognition for what I've poured myself into. And I've poured myself so much into this thing, this literary dream, this artistic necessity to add to the Western canon, so that the West might be given reprieve. It hasn't had any recognition, and because of that, I am not able to pick up and move to go to her. I have to wait for the Lord. Both of us have to wait for the Lord for money to pour into me through recognition. And she doesn't. Her faith is brand new. She has no capacity for that. And so on top of the obvious obstacles that are in the way. There's other obstacles. There's the personal, the character development, the lack of character development, being caught unawares, to have such a great love dawn on you, and then to be found out that you're not prepared. You don't have the skill set to create the necessary harmony in a love affair that would support optimism under such circumstances. So these are the obstacles that stand in the way. Incredibly large, like demoralizing. And then of course the patterns, like all the patterns of broken relationships in the past in relation to that attacks from within. There's so much that attacks from within, but having achieved having overcome the vision itself and given up the vision itself for the God of the vision, I wait. I rest. I have peace in it. I don't know what the outcome will be, whether it's just going to be death, impoverished, whatever. You can. I don't want to speak these things out loud because it gives it power, but I speak them out loud so that you can understand that whatever you're facing, the correct response is to pray, read the Bible, understand the promises, declare the promises, believe that what God starts, He will finish. Obstacles are just obstacles. Money will come, recognition will come. I know that I believe in the vision. It's a true vision. I believe. That's why I've done what I've done. So whatever the end result is, I've achieved it in seed form. It just hasn't material. It needs to, like, what's being expected now, the pressure that's being brought to bear is there must be recognition and financial there must be monetization of the vision so that the vision can be serviced and completed in the world. Now whether that happens or not, that's up to God. I can only do what I can do, which is right now don't make poetry. Well, right, so I guess she can understand that she is special, beyond special than any of the other women so far, in that she's the first one that I stopped writing poetry for. So that's kind of the video diary for the day. I want this to be available for my kids and for whoever else needs it as they're learning to deal with themselves, deal with their fate, deal with this world, which is fundamentally opposed to anything like what I have conceived and believed to achieve. They don't want shit like this out there. There's no way, because it inspires people, and they don't want people inspired. They just don't. They want people controlled, dominated, submissive, obsequious slaves. And this doesn't come from a slave mentality. So even though, I've never been as compromised as I am now. Praise God.